Hey VC, Big Stone Thousands, musing on the joys of rediscovering one's collection with this new installment of Revolutions number 17. If you're still watching, thank you for being there with me. If you're not, and if you've disappeared from the face of the VC, I hope you come back. You know who you are. So speaking of the joys of rediscovering one's collection, I pulled this CD out yesterday and I just love this album. This is Duncan Brown with Give Me Take You on Immediate Records. It's the label owned by or run by Andrew Loog Oldham, famous for introducing the world to the Rolling Stones and Small Faces and other bands. This album is a beautiful singer-songwriter record, like a cross between Nick Drake, Leonard Cohen, the Zombies, somewhere in between. So it's sort of a folky psych pop record, yeah, from 1968. This is a really nice reissue actually. Picked this up about 3 or 4 years ago. And it's got the album and it's got some bonus tracks, which is great. Highly recommend this, it's beautiful. And if you could probably hear in the background, I hope I don't get barred by YouTube for doing this, naughty boy. I pulled out my copies of the Headhunters Survival of the Fittest on Arista. This is an album from 1975. Very, very funky. In fact, the first track is called God Made Me Funky. The Headhunters, obviously, with the great Benny Maupin on sax there. It's essential funk record, really beautiful, really worth checking out. If you like Herbie Hancock, mid-70s, you'd dig this too. I came across this record that I haven't played forever. Well, since I bought it, really. Kangaroo, Guru Guru is the band. Kangaroo is their third album, I think, or second or third album. Guru Guru is a band from Germany. This is a crowd rock record, if you will. Some Brain. The drumming is amazing. Manny Neumeier is on drums on this again. Chris Ford 1 to 7 Basket showed UFO by this. I played this earlier in the week and it's fantastic. Really, just a mindfuck of a record. 1972. Pulled out this. This is the beauty of having a large-ish record collection. You just forget about things. Pulled out the Kotka 6 and 12 string guitar on Tacoma, 1977. Love the label on this thing. It's beautiful. The Tacoma label, which really looked like really old. Tacoma was a label that was owned by John Fahey, I think. This music is very close in spirit. It's what you call American primitivism. Just basically steel string guitar explored to infinity. Just instrumental. It is a record I cleaned last week with my Spin Clean, and I decided to put it on this week, and I really enjoyed it. The third album by Portishead called Third. How clever. This is a double album. It's brilliant, fantastic. I love Portishead. I'm a big fan of the band. I think they've reissued Dummy this month or something. celebrating the 20 years anniversary of the release of Dummy. As a double gatefold thing, 180 gram jazz. You know the drill. I'm not gonna buy that. I've got 2 copies of Dummy. I'm not gonna buy another one. But this is fantastic. This came out in 2008. Here is a killer French jazz funk record. In fact, forget French. It's just a killer jazz funk record. Troupeau Bleu by the band Cortex. Troupeau Bleu is from the year 1975. They were just a French sort of jazz funk band, very much in the mold of bands like Placebo in Belgium. And the main guy is called Alain Millon. He's on keyboards and etc. And it's just amazing. This is not an original. I mean, I wish that I had an original of this, but I don't. This is a very nice press to Underdog Records. Bought this about 3-4 years ago. It's very good. It's very good. Excellent. Essential jazz funk record. And Chris, you would be well aware of this record, and would love to have a Disque Espérance press, but it's not going to happen now. Here's a couple of Aussie jazz records. This is Pyramid, self-titled, on East Records. Yeah, this is an OG. There's only one pressing of this really. Pyramid, a band from Melbourne, I think, and this was released in 1980. And what would you call this? Space jazz. Very much kind of a sort of electric fusion with really layered keyboards, lots of trumpets. It's cool. This is the you can see keyboards, bass, drums, and trumpets are the instruments played there. This is not a cheap record. Usually, it's a pretty pricey record. It's very cool, interesting. The first and last tracks are great. The middle tracks are up and down. And since I'm on Australian jazz, I also need to talk about this. This is a monster as well. This is a Charlie Munro quartet with Eastern Horizons. This originally came out on Philips in 1967. Sorry. And this is super hard to get on vinyl. I mean, it goes for $700 pop, but Votary Records, you can see, has reissued this on CD, and this was probably reissued in about 2010, I would say. So you can't. It's very hard to find even these on CD because they're all gone really. You might get lucky on Discogs or something, but this is a great track. And it's worth for Islamic Suite, the first track, which is fantastic. The Charlie Munro Quartet with Eastern Horizons. Just superb. Next, a couple of spiritual jazz pieces that I pulled out. First one is a amazing record. Black Renaissance is the band. And the album is called Body, Mind and Spirit. I wish it wasn't so glary all the time. This is also a reissue on Love and Hate. I think this was privately pressed back in the day. And to get an original of this was just not, didn't even think about it, because this is like a big band, it's got Woody Shaw on trumpet, Asa Lawrence on tenor sax, Billy Hart on drums, M2Me on percussion. I mean, it's just brilliant. What a lineup! Fantastic spiritual jazz with vocals. 1976, just killer. killer. And what about this for a spiritual jazz record? This is Jewels of Thought by Pharoah Sanders. This is the bomb, really. It's an OG on Impulse. Fantastic. Just really, what can I say? It's Pharoah Sanders. And it's, yeah, 1971. Just completely amazing. Jewels of Thought. Right, a few more records there. Here's a great reissue from the Numero Group. Is It Because I'm Black by Seal Johnson. If you don't know Seal Johnson, he was a soul, well, I think he's still alive. He's a soul singer from Chicago. I mean, the super voice, really. Super voice. Just an excellent record. Chicago Soul, one of the best records from 1970, I think. Or thereabouts, 70 or maybe 68 or 69. Just totally brilliant. Seal Johnson. If you haven't heard the name, check him out. Here's a name that you would have heard a couple of times. I picked up this record in a thrift for like $1, probably about 5 years ago, maybe more. And I don't pull it out very often, but when I do, I'm always amazed by how good it's a compilation. And I don't really do compilations very much, but you know, what about this? The best of Nina Simone on Philips, my favorite label. Ne Me Quitte Pas, Strange Fruit, you know, I Love You Porgy, Put a Spell on You. There's a fantastic version of Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood there. It's just stunning. The record is stunning. It really is. Best of Nina Simone. Now, I have about 6 or 7 Nina Simone records, albums on CD in a box set, but you know, this time I pull this out. Here's another great sort of a spiritual jazz kind of piece. John Handy and Ali Akbar Khan, Kahuna Supreme on MPS, BSF. It's a fantastic record. Sort of an Indo-jazz fusion type of thing. This is a record from 1976. Yes, so John Handy plays the sax, Ali Akbar Khan plays the sarod and whatever else he plays there, and we kind of meet and have a jam. Sarod, yes. Zakir Hussain is on tabla and Yogesh Sahota is on tambura. What a great record. Brilliant. Shout out to my friend Anthony Camplone, who has this record as well. Here is a record that was sent to me by Grecian Thunder a long time ago. Andreas, if you're watching, how's it going? Make a video, it'd be great. Organization, Tone, Float. Basically, it's Kraftwerk, before Kraftwerk. It's Ralf Hutter and Florian Schneider. And it's even got the little witch's hat there. It's excellent. It's really sort of spacey krautrock, you know, pre-Kraftwerk stuff. I would say 68, 69, maybe 70. It's another great Aussie record, Australian. It's not an Australian jazz record. It's more like it's more rock, Latin rock. Panther, Do. Panther were a band very much in the vein of Santana. It's a great photo. Cham Sound. You'll know what I'm talking about, Andrew. Cham Sound, when you watch this video. This is a great record from Melbourne, I think, Panther. Yeah, it's one of those records that I always try to find another copy of to send to people over, but it's not that easy. I mean, I've rarely seen this record around. It's from 1975 or thereabouts. This is a sort of German prog record. Ramses with La Layla on Sky, original, 1975. Recorded in Conny Plank's studio, produced by Conny Plank. It's really sort of really funky prog, you know, interesting enough. A little like, I don't know, sort of Embryo meets Pink Floyd meets Yes or something in between there somewhere. And since I'm on German prog, Kraut, etc., I also played French Skyline by Earthstar. Now Earthstar is also on Sky, it's also an original press, but Earthstar are not a German band. They do krautrock in sort of a very sort of Tangerine Dream-esque way. In fact, this is produced by Klaus Schulze. You see there somewhere. But the band's actually American, I think. The members of the band, they use a very sort of German sort of kosmische Musik aesthetics to the music. It's great. 1977, I think, on Sky. Superb record, really cosmic, and you know. And I'll finish off with two duo records. I haven't played this for ages, but you know, it's great. Nancy and Lee, self-titled, with you know, You've Lost That Loving Feeling. You've got Jackson, Some Velvet Morning, Lady Birds. Just great record. It's like it's almost like a Johnny Cash record with Nancy Sinatra. 1967, I think, or 68. On the Reprise record. And finally, a bit of an obscure classic. Kevin Coyne and Dagmar Krause with Babel. Dagmar Krause is from Art Bears and Henry Cow. And Kevin Coyne is just he's a genius of English sort of underground music. And this is a great record. It's pretty sort of avant rock, you know, kind of singer-songwriter based, but weird. On Virgin, 1979, OG, obviously. So that's it. That's me for tonight. Enjoy this video if you watch it, and interact with me. I like that very much. Until next time, YouTube.